Hello, welcome back to Just Plus 5. My name is Jessica. If it is your first time here on my channel, every Wednesday we are here. We talk about different topics regarding marriages, and then on Monday there's a little time that we spend with God. On the weekend it's Life with Small Children, and sometimes it's cooking with Kika. So I take you to my kitchen and we cook a meal or something. Now on today's topic, first I wanted to say that all the subject and all the topics that I talk about here on this channel, it's really only meant to, I select those channels so that I can help someone. It's what I think is beneficial, what I think works for us. And I want to share it with anybody else out there who is maybe is in the process of getting married or is in the process of having children or anything like that. All right, so on today's topic, I want to talk about something that, in my opinion, is, again, very crucial for the health of your marriage. I want to talk about your family. I want to talk about your in-laws. Yeah, fun stuff, right? I want to talk about your family. We want to talk about your in-laws. I wanted to let you know this. The family where you come from is super important. Do not neglect them. The family you come from is very important. Now, I want you to also understand this, though. The family that you create is your priority, right? Where you come from, very important. What you create, they're your priority, right? All right, so when I say family is because when you decide to get married, your husband and you and your husband, or you and your wife, you two become one, right? In my opinion, for you to really have a good marriage, you also want to work on the surroundings, anyone around your marriage, anyone close to your marriage, meaning your family members, his or her family members. It's always beneficial, in my opinion, again, to have a really good relationship with your in-laws. It's super beneficial. No wife will appreciate a husband who does not consider her siblings, and no husband will appreciate a wife who also does not consider her sibling. And what I mean consider her sibling, meaning you have to take them as if they are yours, because again, you two came together as one. You have to treat your spouse's siblings and family members as you would like yours to be treated. It's very important that you do it that way. Now, I find it just brings a lot of peace. It just brings everybody together. I just find that it's one way to really show that you two became one. His family is still an important piece of his life. Even though you came in as a priority to him or to her, his family or her family, still an important piece. So do not treat them just like in-laws. And I will explain. The relationship that you want to build with your in-laws is a relationship that you have with your siblings, right? It may not quite be the same, but you want to work it as much as possible. And when I say you, I mean, it doesn't just need just you. I mean, your in-laws also have to come together, understand that you guys are family, whether they like it or not. That's what it is. And you have to come together. You have to be okay with each other. Again, there's boundaries, you know. Some people are different than others, okay? Some people have limits, and I wish everybody's got limits, right? But still, you still want to be able to treat your in-laws as if they were your own, right? So when I'm gonna give my own example, because it just makes it easier. I'm the youngest of my family. I've always wanted younger siblings. But my parents were not going to entertain that idea for me of having younger siblings. So I am the youngest in my family. My husband, he's the oldest in his family. He has a lot of sisters, a lot of brothers, cousins, a lot, okay? Now, they're all younger than me. And to me, they're like my very own little sisters, little brothers, little cousin. They're my very own. So if anything is there to be said, you say it to them just like you will say it to your own siblings. If you feel like they're doing something that they're really not supposed to be doing, it's okay for you to speak. Because again, you guys are family. You're not treating them as outsider. You have to treat them as your own. Because, I mean, they're not really outsider. They are your own. They are part of your family. They are who your children will look up to as uncle and aunties. So this is something that works, and I feel it's just better. You know, if my husband wasn't getting along well with my siblings, I don't think I would be a happy wife at home. I don't think I would be exactly satisfied with that. And then vice versa. If I wasn't getting along with his side of the family, I don't think he would be okay. Now, there are also family members that can cause trouble for no valid reason, right? Now, they're still your in-laws. They're still yours. They're still part of your family, okay? Sometimes you have to create some sort of boundaries. It doesn't mean that you are pushing them away. You know, to anyone that does not respect what you have built, what you have created, you have to create some boundaries. People need to be able to respect your wife. People need to be able to respect your husband. Now, if there is someone in your family that does not respect your spouse, you need to address that. You need to make it clear. I mean, you could be my family member. You can be anyone you want to be. If you don't respect my husband, you're not welcome in his house. You can't. You cannot be welcome in his house and you're not respecting him. And that's the boundaries that you will need to create. And you have to try to fix it, okay? If someone does not respect your wife, you have to make it clear, okay? Again, you are an important part of my life, but she is priority. I know it hurts. And sometimes some people may not see it that way, but that's just how it works. You create boundaries. You, as a head of the family, I'm speaking to the husband, you need to protect your wife. And wife to the husband, you need to make sure your family member respects your husband. And that's vice versa, by the way. The husband also needs to make sure his family member respects his wife. Because if anyone on both sides lack that respect, all you're bringing together would be chaos. All you're bringing together would be chaos. Now, the other thing that works for me, or that I think would be beneficial for a lot of people, is the relationship that you need to have with your in-laws. And by relationship, I mean, you guys have to, you have to be comfortable around them, okay? I know that that's different. You have to be comfortable around them, even if they're different, even if they don't do the things you do, even if they're just not your type of people. You have to be comfortable because, one, they are part of you. They are part of, you know, you and your husband are one, right? His family and you together, they're part of you too. So if there's something that needs to be addressed so that you can find some sort of comfort or some sort of nice stage for your relationship to stand on, it has to be addressed. You have to have conversation. Hey, I don't like the way you do this, this, and that. Okay? Has your wife, has your brother's wife, or as you being my my wife, siblings, this what you're doing here, I don't appreciate it. Okay? And again, all of that has to be done respectfully. If you're not married or you're wanting to get married, there's a lot out there. It's not just the wedding day. There's a lot out there. So there's a lot that you need to cope. There's a lot that you'll need to understand. There's a lot that you'll need to accept. Okay, his family may not be perfect. Her family may not be perfect, but that's his or her family. You can't change that. You're not coming into this marriage to change what was already there. That's not what your role is. Your role is to come together, okay, to take his side of the family and treat them as your side of the family. Same thing for him. He will take your side of the family, treat them as if they are his side of the family. It's very important. You need to call each other. You need to check up on each other. I mean, some people don't like being on the phone calls. I'm one of them. But you have to find a way to conversate. You have to find a way to check on each other. It's not just you because you're married, you have to check. They also have to check on you because, again, you are also part of their family now. So check on each other, find out how everybody is doing. Call your parents, call his parents, find out how they're doing. It's, again, they're not yours. They're not outsiders. If there is something, you don't have to wait for your spouse to say, hey, let's call dad, let's call mom, let's call whoever is got problem. You can just pick up that phone and call. You can just have a conversation. You can just check on each other, and that's okay too. And again, you don't have to do everything that I just said. That's just what works for me. That's just what, you know, I don't want to say that I have 100% good relationship with everyone, but I do my best every day to take his family and treat them like mine. If there is something that needs to be said, I will speak. Same thing with him. If there's something that needs to be said, he will speak. And again, all of that is done respectfully, within boundaries. But you have to take his side of the family like you treat your side of the family. You have to take the whole, they're my in-law, that's his mom, that's his dad, that's his sibling. Take it out. Now that's your parent, that's your sibling. Now your life is changing, right? Now you're gaining more siblings, you're gaining more parents. You have to make some adjustments. You have to adjust it. If you don't, that's when problems come. Because if you don't treat his or her family right, or you don't care much about them, he or she won't be happy. Guess what you will be talking about every night? How you treat his family, how you treat her family. Those are not nice conversations to have. So to avoid that, just make some adjustment, take them as your own. All right, so today we talked about family, in-laws. Just take them as your own family. We'll catch up again next Wednesday on the same subject. Within marriage, we'll have different topics. If it is your first time here on my channel, please subscribe. Do not miss anything, and we'll catch up next Wednesday.